I've got the ability to go out and enjoy life. So I would not want somebody trying to coerce me into ending life, saying, oh, you poor thing, you're so disabled. People say it, and you don't need to hear it.
We have to remember that the people we're talking about, the dying individuals who may want to make this choice at the end of their lives, are already receiving treatment in the National Health Service. They're already reliant on expensive care services, drugs, whatever it might be, as well as other social support mechanisms that will be costing the taxpayer.
The language they use is not, doesn't make you feel as though you'd like to be alive. So there's all sorts of barriers, day by day by day. And most days I can come back home and put them behind me, that's the end of it. But some days it really gets to me because it wears me, it's so tiring. A doctor that spoke in the last few days about dying, I think I'm right in quoting, she said that she had 44,000 patients throughout her career that were in pain, and out of that only 5 had died in pain. I thought very hard and long about the assisted dying bill. We've got a bill. We think that it's about as far, it should never go any higher than or it should never be written in any more stages now that we've got it. We should just leave it alone because it's so easy to be coerced, ever so easy. An MP voting on this bill needs to think quite carefully about the experience he himself or she has had. They may not have had any experience of terminal illness or long-term impairment. So they need to think carefully about how they're going to vote. But I think they should really search their heart and mind and really learn from those people that have had the experiences that have made them want to die, but who have fought against the systems and now want to live. And I think that's the way the message would come across quite clearly.
There will be people who are, and we all know them in our lives, shy, who have low self-esteem, who have demons within them. I know those people, I can see them in my mind's eye. They are often poor, they are vulnerable, they are the weakest in our society, and they look to us. They look to Parliament to represent them, to support them, to protect them.
We can see what happened in Canada, which introduced assisted dying in 2016 for adults with terminal illnesses. In 2021, it was extended to people with no terminal illness and the disabled. And in March 2027, anyone with a serious mental health problem will also be eligible. The House should remember that no single organisation representing the disabled supports this bill.
Unfortunately, I don't know whether it will fail. I think all we, people with impairments of different kinds, can argue the point that this is not the way forward. It's just easy. We've seen how people were killed off in the wars. It's easy just to gas a few people or to experiment on them and kill them.
The aim was to eliminate people with disabilities, people who were considered a burden to society.
Under the program, hospital directors listed patients who they didn't consider to have the right to live. It included mental patients, the disabled, and those who couldn't defend themselves. The program was headquartered in Berlin. There, the data was analyzed, and those who were listed as unproductive were forced out of the hospital.
We're not rats and mice. We're human beings who would love the same qualities in life that other people enjoy. And everything is mainly against us. And I've also heard authoritarians saying to disabled people, well, it's time you learnt to be disabled. Well, what is that for a remark? If disabled people who are in pain or whatever the situation could come together, I think the outcome probably would be quite different. People are kept apart. They don't have that chance still. They don't have money for transport to get to things, or they don't have people to help them. But they're often so isolated. On a great sunny day, for someone to have to sit and talk about assisted dying when it's such a struggle to enjoy living, I think is wrong. And I'd like to ask MPs to think about a situation that they've got. If they know of anyone, either for themselves or for a family or friend who is in this position, just think before you say anything that is detrimental to a person's being able to live and enjoy life. It's precious.